like this was a 5-year relationship that I'm referring to.
Mm.
When they spend 5 years together and they have kids together, and the woman just decides one day, well, just have a change of heart because they're very emotional, in my opinion, and they don't necessarily think.
Sure,
They,
sure.
they
But
think
you're
on the fly.
saying the woman turns on a dime, or does she show you 1,000 red flags first?
I think women just turn on the dime.
Yikes!
They
What? You
but
think
well,
one day they just snap out of it? They're like, oh, I don't like you anymore.
I think everything's emotional with them.
Most marriage failure is due to financial issues, not the dollar exactly, but the pressures it brings, right? But again, that's your fault.
Okay, so
If you're having financial trouble, are you a man?
what if they're not having issues though?
If they're not having issues, meaning
And she
that,
just had a change of heart. She's like, I just don't want to do this no more.
yeah,
And she just picks up and goes like, oh wow, I just fell out of love with you. And she just picks up and goes.
right. When she says I fell out of love with you, she says that sometimes 6 months, a year after red flags, right? Issues that the man didn't address, right? Do you really think
Why is
she
it
wakes
why is it
up?
always the man that has to please the woman?
Why is it always what?
Why is it always the man that has to please the woman?
Right, because they are the prize. Like they hold access to the whole.
Right.
Like you and I can't just go to a bar and be like, "Yo, come smash," and every girl comes with us, right? A girl can do that. She's the prize in nature, right? But now look at this. The only thing that sets her in the right path is when you're the right man. They follow you, right? You follow God. You do everything right. Money, emotionally take care of her, right? Offer the playful world. She doesn't just wake up and leave you. The guys who say my wife just got up one day and left are the lowest IQ men on earth, the least self-aware. That means they were in a house with her for 6 months to a year, ignoring every issue with her, and she's just bottling it up inside, right?
Well, I mean, I don't see an issue like this happening in um Russia, or I mean they might have similar issues, but it's less likely to happen there, or Serbia, or
Yeah, those are
in places.
conservative countries.
Right. And that's my point. It's like, so why should anyone date here?
Because if you can't sell her a conservative lifestyle, right, that's your fault. They want it. You ask any girl, do you want quantity of men or quality? They'll say, I want one guy that's good quality. If you can't sell her a good traditional life, whose fault is that, really? Right?
Right.
Have you ever had a girl like you a lot?
Yeah.
Cry for you?
Sure.
Blow up your phone, all that shit?
Yeah.
Right? Did she one day snap out of that? Or were there months and months of problems that you didn't address? You probably ignored. You were playing Valorant.
This isn't a personal issue. No, and I don't
Okay.
really play games like that. No.
Well, I'll say this: if it was if it was what you, let's say you went against Freud, right, or against every psychologist in history, and you said yes, women can just one day snap, right? They just had a bad dream and boom. If what you were saying was true, none of us would date, right?
I wish I can say a few things, but I can't because I'm on Twitch. So I'll leave it at that.
Just walk around it.
We really didn't have an issue. I don't know how to walk around that. I'm not. I
When
guess,
you say we
intelligent enough.
didn't have an issue, but she just left, what you're saying is I'm too low IQ to know what happened, right? Now, if you're drunk, if you're high, whatever, but if you're just living with her regular life and you don't know why she left, that's kind of saying a lot about your self-awareness. You're like probably those guys who don't know why you got fired. You know? You should know why you got fired from a job. You should know even if they don't tell you. You should be aware.
But would you agree with me that women are emotional, and men think more with logic, or would you say otherwise?
If you mean looking at extremes?
Just in general, on general basis,
Sure,
would you
I
say
would
that
say
women think with logic, or do you think?
I would say
Mhm.
I would say Men are more rational, true, on average. But men in the extremes are more emotional than women. The only problem is when men are emotional, they go to prison, right? They fill up prisons. Now, if we exclude the prisons and just look at everyone else in society, yes, men are rational, women are emotional. 100%. 100,000%. But are you saying you're not rational enough to handle an emotional person?
No, what I'm saying is, and I've seen this happen a lot. What I'm saying is that I see a perfectly good life. I see perfectly, the guy's doing everything he's supposed to do, and I just see the woman just have a change of heart and things. They just pack up and go, and I think they're very irrational.
But you don't even believe that.
I do believe that.
That it happens in 24 hours?
I think it happens a lot, within 24 hours. I don't think there's any.
So
red
what's the
flags.
time length?
I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't give a time limit because it happens at different times.
Could it happen in 24?
I suppose it could. I suppose a woman could have a change of heart in 24 hours. Sure.
Right. No psychologist in history would ever agree with you. And that's not even how brains work, right? Ideas snowball. Not
Okay,
even
so
you would leave a girl in 24 hours. Like if she punched a dog, you wouldn't be like, whoa, I'm just breaking up with my wife. It would take you a while. You'd be like, why did she punch that dog? You'd have to process it.
right, but I would also consider myself rational.
Right, but is it rational to bring reason to an emotional being like a woman?
Right. So my point
No,
exactly.
answer
they
the
can just pick
question,
up and
dude.
go.
Answer the question.
I did.
Is it rational to bring reason into a relationship with a woman?
No.
No. So when she brings emotion, you respond with emotion. Right? When she says, hey, you're late for dinner, you don't say, well, it's because of this, this, this. You say, I'm sorry. Right?
Well, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Those are sort of like small things, though. I'm more speaking of just them having.
Small things actually snowball.
Right, but you can do those things, and everything's perfectly pretty much good, and then the end result, she just have a change of heart and things, or she wants something different in life, and then she just packs up and goes, and she just left 5 years of work, 5 years of relationship building, and then it's just gone in an instant.
Okay, what about the girl that doesn't leave and stays? Right? Is that because she's a good girl, or is it because the guy is doing things correct?
I would say that she's a somewhat of a rational person, even though I that's sort of, well,
No.
they can be irrational, but
Hold on. Is an emotional person malleable?
yes.
So why are you having trouble molding her into the correct posture for the relationship? Why are you having trouble? It sounds like it's your fault again. Right?
I get what I get what you're saying, but
I wouldn't be able to mold a very rational genius dude. Right?
okay, well, let's look at the statistics in America, right? Let's just say, I know you're in Canada, but let's just look at America for a second, 'cause I only know American. I don't know too much about Canada, to be honest. If you look at America's statistics, most of the divorces that happen are usually coming from the women, right?
Obviously.
But I'm not just talking 60, 50%. I'm talking 80, 90%.
But we both just agreed that they're more emotional. Of course they'd pull that trigger.
And they'll do it in a heartbeat too.
So why is that confusing you that the more emotional actor is having a more emotional response to a negative relationship? Why is that weird?
It's not necessarily confusing me. It goes back to my question of why should anyone date in these modern times where women can just pick up and go?
You mean why should anyone marry when women can pick up and destroy, right?
Well, what did you date? Oh, I'm a religious person, so I wouldn't date someone unless I'm going to marry them. So I'm more speaking along the side of religion, and not atheist or any of these degenerate twitchers or whatever,
Right. Right. So your best option would be a different country, right?
Right. So then at that point I would be looking at Russia.
Russia?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think Russia's a lot more conservative than America.
Okay. What about in your town in the U.S.?
I'm in Houston, so
There's not one conservative girl in Houston?
they'll say they're conservative, but I don't believe women could have true you see.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You can say that.
okay, I can't say that. So I don't. Yeah, I don't think they're truly conservative. I don't think women have an opinion. A lot of I think they say they have opinions, and I think they express themselves, but I think they're very malleable, like you said before, and they can change on a dime.
Sure. But again, if they're malleable, who is molding them?
I mean, they're. I mean, I don't know. There's a society, whatever they feel, they go based on their feelings. So if they watch something like a YouTube video, and all of a sudden, a dog video, all of a sudden they love dogs. Like I don't know. Like,
No, but wouldn't you say the man is molding her for the relationship?
well, sort of. You remember watching that one video with bald guy? What's his name? Tate. Like
Tate,
you
yeah.
watched that. Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
watched that a little bit earlier today.
Yeah.
And there was this one version who came out and she just went off and said, "Oh, I'm very manipulative." And I don't think, because when we look at the Bible and we look at sort of certain things, we look at Eve. I mean, it's from the start. Like. So how can you say that we can mold them when they're manipulative? They can. What if they just manipulate the situation? Oh, you're molding them, and then
Okay. Do you follow God?
yes, I do.
How can she manipulate a man of God?
Just the same way the devil does it. Look at the.
Whoa. Even in the Bible, it says the man follows God, the woman follows the man, but without God.
Yeah, but we're all sinners. So I mean, you can't really say that because we're all sinners.
That's a very satanic take that you.
It's not a satanic thing. That's
you're
why
saying
Jesus Christ, I'm a Christian.
you're saying everyone's such a sin. All men are such sinners that they cannot get married correctly.
No, I'm saying in modern times that you can't get married correctly.
Okay, so you're saying
the
as a
world.
Christian, you're saying the Bible is null and void in 2022.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying because we're run by satanic governments and we're run by satanic people, that it's really difficult to live a Christian life because they're making it hard for Christians to
How
do
is it
and follow
difficult? How is it difficult when you walk with infinity? The devil is not infinite. So if you walk with God, of course she's going to follow. You really think the devil has more power than God?
No,
Of course not. You're like black pilled.
I'm not necessarily black pilled. I'm only black pilled for America, living in America. Like if I go to Serbia or Russia, I'm sure I would have a much better time there than I would here.
You should probably go. Bring a girl back.
But bring them back. You're just repeating the situation there.
No, you're not.
I would stay over there.
Whoa. How are you repeating it?
Because they become Western.
They become Western at 20 years old?
I mean, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so
that's an impressionable age.
So
Absolutely.
you take her back to the West, and she immediately starts just going to the club with her friend? No, she doesn't.
But they do those in those countries, but to a more conservative. It's a little bit more conservative. But what I'm saying is that she might be influenced. She might get friends. She might be influenced to do those things. I can't control her here.
How can I do it? How can I do it? Every girl I've ever dated just stayed home with like a smile on their face. It's not a big deal.
But where are they now?
Where are they now? All right, let's word
Yeah.
it like this. If I was married, you'd believe me?
No, not necessarily. I believe you right now. I believe that what you're saying is true. What I'm
Like, I'm
saying is that they don't stick around. You're saying that they're good women. Sure, that's great, but they're not there.
Right, but if I was married, you'd say, you know what? I believe what you're saying?
I would ask how long, and then at that point, okay, so I'm gonna definitely take your advice now. But I'm already taking your advice, regardless of the fact. I see what you're coming from.
If
don't
if let's say we thought like you, your solution would be just to go against your Bible and not get married?
No. I'm gonna get married regardless. I'm gonna have to face. I'm just saying it's very black pill to get married, and like, why should anyone want to seriously pay alimony and pay child support and?
No, I hear what you're saying. No, you're making a lot of sense, right?
Because that's one of my that's just it right there, man. Like like I said, I see a lot of these guys. They have to pay a lot of money, and then they're good guys and they support their families and they just pack up and go.
It's kind of black. It's kind of Obviously,
is. It is.
I critique society every day. So what you're saying is 100% correct. But it is kind of black pill to say, yo, fuck my Bible. I'm just not going to do it because the world's too satanic. I
No,
mean,
no, no. I never
when
said
has the
that. I
world
would
been
never say that.
pure?
No, no, no. I would never say that. I would say that all I'm saying is that it's really difficult within modern times.
True.
And my question was that, like, what is your God honest opinion on a lot of that stuff? And like, how do you go about it? Because you said you're 28, right?
Yeah.
28 years old would have already been married 100 years ago if you lived up, back in those days.
Yeah, I'd have a mansion too.
Well,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what's your opinion? Like, how this is modern times. How should men go about doing
I
stuff
know,
like that,
but
like
it's
dating?
not like I live 20 to 28 righteous. You know, I think I just corrected myself as soon as I was 26. That's pretty recent, right? Like
Right. No, I see what you're saying.
I wasn't based at 21. I didn't think ahead, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I was kind of like you at those ages.
If I went back, I'm wondering if I'd play it the same way, right? I'll just postpone it,
Yeah,
and shit, and
that's
take a
what I'm doing.
year and a half just streaming, work. I wonder if I'd play it the same. But again, in this age, marrying at 30, 32 is not really a bad thing. I know it's a bad thing to you, but it's not really a bad thing to get married at 32, right? 90% of marriages, you're right, are fucking, it's destroyed. And the way I'm thinking of it is in my life, right? Since I've never been swindled, cheated on, snaked, right? The way I
Hmm.
see it is I don't worry. But what you're asking is the average dude, right? That's been through
Right.
heartbreak and da da da. You're right. Most men should not get married. 100,000%. They should have control of their own finances, especially in this climate. 100%. But I don't get how you getting a girl from a different country with different values, that's family based, that's always with her grandma, parents. I don't get how that girl immediately turns into a Western hoe. I don't get how you jumped. You'd say it'd take a few years and then boom, she'd snap. I'd say she's 21 and lived correct 21 years. I seriously doubt she's going to
Okay.
snap living in the US. And if it was that bad, why not just you live out there? Right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Which is why that's what I would do. So, would you if a woman came to you, if you weren't a woman, you were with a woman, right?
Uh,
And she came to you and said, okay, well, I'm gonna go party with my friends in like a different part of town, but you're not going with her. Would you let her do that?
no, I was just in a relationship and she just stayed home the whole time.
Okay, but what I'm saying is though is that okay, well, I guess
No, I've no girl I've ever dated in the last 8 years. Or excuse me, I've only been dating like 6. No girl I've ever dated has ever gone out, right? Because on the first date, I say, please don't waste my time. This is what I want. This is what you get. And usually they say, okay. I've never had that experience where she's leaving town with her friends. If you date me, you don't really have friends. Maybe mini golf or daytime activities, but you don't go club, you don't leave town, right? And it's kind of like the same thing with anyone I care about. Mom, I wouldn't let my mom, hey, out with your friends out of town to a bar. We don't do that as Albanians, right? But
right.
have I guess you're saying you don't believe me. You're saying that I was with girls and I was like, just go to the bar. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just have no faith in
I
women.
wouldn't get
That's
mad
more
if
my
I
point.
wouldn't
Like,
get mad if you said that. I wouldn't get mad at all, dude.
no, no, no. I don't think that way about you at all. I don't know you like that.
But
To
do you
judge you
believe?
like that.
Do you believe every girl I've dated just followed suit and not begrudgingly, like smiling about it?
I think every
Or is
girl
it
that
too
you've dated.
far fetched for you? Is it like no way Zerka's telling the whole truth here? Is it too much?
I think they can do it for a while, but they just pick up and go after a while.
This is the weird thing is, man, I can't do this without leaking and really starting a war.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
I don't want you to do that. I don't want to be in the middle of that.
All right, I'm gonna just mute the stream and tell you something real quick. It's not personal, but it's gonna give you hope.
Okay.
Headshot.
Fire in the hole!
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole!
Chain headshot.
That's what I'm saying, right? Hold on, we're back on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Red team.
Okay, here's what I'm saying, right? I've got a lot of buddies who live like me. We're not black-pilled because we never went through what I just told you. Right?
Gotcha.
But you think we're unicorns. You think it's not true. Right? And I get that. And even if it were true, you'd say for the average guy, that'll never happen, right? Well, here's the thing, right? I don't think you should be in a relationship if you're an average guy, because then you have no leverage. Could you imagine if an average guy said you can't go out with your friends? She'd be like, what the fuck? But now if Steph Curry told her that, she'd be like, okay, right? So I'd say you're insecure because you have no leverage, right? You have no power.
Right.
But let's say you're a badass motherfucker, making a ton of money, status, friends, good hygiene, charismatic, right? You've got all your bases covered. How on earth, when have girls ever left that guy? Have you ever seen it on TV? No. Have you seen it with your friends? No. Every girl that's left one of your buddies, you've always looked at that buddy as a little bitch. True?
Yeah.
You've
no,
never said, man, you're based. Why did you leave? You've never said that. Right?
Right.
And here's the thing. Let's say it did happen. That happened one time. First time ever. A girl leaving a very base, great guy. Let's say it happened for the first time, right? It was nothing, no friction. It was just her. She wanted to leave. That would make her a fucking retard. That would be the funniest breakup, right? That would be hilarious because 10 years down, she'd be like, whoa, what the fuck did I do? So it's like, it's not really a big loss if you date a girl a few years, right? But again, when has a girl ever left Steph Curry or someone really accomplished, right? But you're saying you're an average guy and you have no leverage, right? Why are you trying to date? Right?
No, I get what you're saying.
Why would you try and date if you have no leverage over satanic forces?
Right. No. This is actually good that you told me what you told me because now it's making sense.
If I
I
told
mean, it's always made sense, but it's making more sense now.
they just keep that between us because I want to have you on more. Chat loves you, right? But here's what I told you, okay? Here's what I told you, right? Women don't know what they want. You gotta show them. But after a few years of showing them, they'll find out you're a phony and they'll leave you. But if you show them and it's the truth, you're a good dude, they don't abandon LeBron James. And you don't have to go to that extreme. You could look at like someone you look up to. And I'm sure you have one dude in your friend group that's married by now.
Yeah, I do.
Is it a good marriage and shit?
It's a it has its ups and downs, but it's a pretty decent marriage.
Is she gonna abandon him?
I hope not, but like I said, I've seen so much, and that's sort of where I was coming from. Is just what I've already seen. More of like,
Okay.
I
You know
sort
when
of
you should.
black-pilled on
Here's when you should adopt that black pill you want so bad. When everyone you know is divorced, but that's never gonna happen. Will it? Most.
I hope not, but
most will be divorced, but all of them, and the ones that are not, look at the man and what he did right, and it's usually good job, charismatic, social circle, keep her busy, blah blah blah. But it's a little black pilling what you're saying. You know what I mean?
No, it is, and it just because I come from and I have a little bit of history. It's all anecdotal, of course, but like it's a lot of it's not just anecdotal, but I told you I've seen like the whole 80% thing. Divorce rates are going up, and
Here's
and
the truth.
Just
Here's the truth, right? You haven't dated yet, right?
I've had 2 relationships.
Really?
Yes,
How long are
that's
they?
it. Not very long. It's like I'm talking 3 months at a time.
Okay, not long at all.
Mm-mm.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Did any of them leave you?
No.
Headshot.
You left them.
I was I was a little bit, you
Some
know.
guys don't leave. They just self-sabotage till it's all destroyed.
I
Did you do that?
self-sabotaged one
What
of
did
them,
you do
my
to her?
first one. I just said I didn't want to be in a relationship no more. I wanted to see other women. I was, pretty much a
Oh,
kid
that's
though.
not sabotage.
That
You
time.
just dumped her.
Yeah, I just dumped her.
But why would you date people you knew you were gonna dump? Like you always knew you were gonna dump her.
Yeah, I always knew I was gonna dump her.
You just dated to
Both of them.
smash, but you don't
Yeah,
smash.
pretty much.
You don't smash.
I did.
Didn't you say you'd never smash?
I never said that.
Okay. Are you trolling?
No, I lived a hedonistic lifestyle.
Oh, okay, and corrected.
That's somebody else you're thinking of. I think you're thinking
The
about
last
somebody
guy,
else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing. Your game plan would either be increase your leverage, which is probably the best game plan, or go pick one up in those countries you talked about that you trust, right? And if you're that worried, where you're like, John, I don't know, I can't beat the devil, right? And any human can beat the devil. Like, give me a fucking break, right? Willpower, guys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just go live in those countries if it's that bad. If the devil is that bad for you, go live in those countries, right?
No, I see what you're saying. I see completely what you're saying. Just more of like, I was just very black pill, just because what, like I said, what I've seen, and no, as far as those women, like they were all, I was young, but I haven't had a serious one since then. That's been about a couple years before COVID.
You'll have a serious one when she cries for you, right? And you just take those those ones more serious and shit, and not fuck it up. But again, dating is a lifestyle. You shouldn't just be
Yeah.
dating, right? That's a meaningless lifestyle. Everyone's dating. They date till they're 35, right? So if you say, "Hey, I'm dating," that has nothing to do with marriage at all, right?
Right.
How much do you make?
Right now, there's 38,000 a year. Not much.
Yeah, that's not enough for 2 people, though.
Well, Texas. I mean, it depends on where you're at, but I mean, you can make it work. But I mean, obviously, 18.50 an hour is like, bah.
When you were dating, did you ever try deprogramming these more liberal, fake conservative girls?
Everyone that I met, everyone that I've ever dated. It's very hard to find a conservative woman.
Right, but
At
did
least,
you ever try being like, don't watch that TikTok shit? You know? Did you ever say that stuff?
no.
Oh, you don't even
I've
try?
I don't know how to do that. Like that's just something that's out of my thing. That's
Has a girl ever told you not to do something?
No.
She's never
I mean,
said...
they have, but I told them no. I'm gonna do what I want.
Okay, so if she's had the balls to say it to you, how come you've never said, don't do this?
Because I feel as if she should already know right from wrong, and it's not my place to say she's
How?
a grown woman.
How if you said they're more emotional?
Right, and that's just it though. Like I shouldn't have to tell them, but I get what you're saying though. I should tell them.
What do you mean you shouldn't have to tell them? You shouldn't have to bring them to God? Isn't that your job?
No, I mean yes, it is. It is. It's every Christian's job to bring everyone to Christ. Absolutely.
It sounds like you don't want the chore of deprogramming a girl. And it's pretty simple. You sit in a dark room, you look at her, and you playfully ask questions and go, hey, I don't like that superficial shit. I don't want you ever watching Kim Kardashian MTV in my house. I don't want you being programmed like that. And usually they just agree because every other guy they dated before you had no standards, meaning they just wanted to ditch the girl. When you drop standards, right, they go, oh, you're playing long term, and they respect you more, right? Because they all, believe it or not, a female's nature is not being a hoe. As crazy as that sounds, it's not. You can ask a million girls, do you want quantity or quality? They'll say quality. You ask a million guys, they'll say quality and quantity, right? And the
I
way
get you.
all I'm saying is, this whole idea of seeing them as devil-like, right, will fucking sabotage the shit out of you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I should, no matter what, strive to not be a hypocrite, and to strive to be, live by the values of the Bible, so on and so forth. And that's something, it's a little complicated to do, because, you know,
And
you look at Jesus Christ, he has a cross on his back, and he's walking miles on end, struggling up hills, and, you know, to his ultimate demise. And then it's like me, it's like I just choose that open path, and that's where I'm going. It's like, no, I should probably, it's never occurred to
I
me,
don't think you should
because you have,
compare. You shouldn't compare Jesus walking to his right to the cross or being dragged to your marriage. It's not the same. Your marriage is gonna be pure, right? But the way you just said that showed us your psyche. That you compare being dragged and tortured through mud the same as your struggle trying to get her to stop watching
no, no, no,
MTV.
no, no. So
You know,
this is in general, life in general, that I'm referring to. And my point to that was because, it's sort of pointed out that I'm somewhat of a, hypocrite, obviously. And I'm telling you, the reason why I'm so, like, I can be somewhat hypocritical is because, I take the easy way. So,
yeah, it seems like you're so lazy about dealing with an emotional person, but you've already dealt with your family members, your
right.
nieces, nephews, right?
I think it
You
comes from
should.
experience. I think you have way more experience than me. And I
No, I
think
don't. I've only been 2 years into this. Like I was very satanic.
also too, okay, so but my point is that you have more experience, life experience, with women and in groups. Like me, I'm sort of an introvert, so I'm not one of those extroverted types. I like to keep to myself, and I don't like groups,
Now,
and I
see,
don't like
that's a problem. Since you have no social group, meaning the girl you meet is not entering a different lifestyle, meaning she'll always be tempted by the real world. But if she's entering a group of friends, family, she's getting a whole different painting living with you in your frame, right? She's not going to be that tempted to go out partying with her friends. But seems like all you're offering is yourself. But again, we've seen that guys, no matter how good looking, how much money, when they're very antisocial and alone, they don't do good. Because why they're called chicks is, unlike guys, they don't just want a man, they want a nest, like a chicken, right?
hmm
So you have to offer the place they're staying at, the friend groups, this, this, this. And once they get all of that, they weigh it. They go, okay, this man giving me this whole new universe playground, and I can go back to the mainstream world like my single friends. And then when she weighs that, she goes, you know what? My single friends are miserable, right?
hmm
But you're not wrong. Most men should not get married, 100%.
Well, and that's not for me to say. Like, I don't want to say that, because obviously that's satanic, as you've said, as you mentioned. Every man should technically get
Okay, how
married.
about this? How
It
about
just,
this? Let's word it correct. Men should get married, boys should not. And
yeah, that's
most
right.
people in society are boys. Like,
Yeah, and don't you think that the reason why, though, that most men are boys, is because we're not being taught how to be men, and it's being propagated against us, like, all this, you know, sort of meat, like Twitch, for
I don't,
example.
I
I
don't,
think
I
it's
don't,
very influential.
I don't think we're being taught to be boys. I
You don't
think
think we're being influenced?
we're being offered maximum comfort, gaming, blah blah blah,
Hmm.
drugs, sedation, right? We're being offered maximum comfort, and a boy loves comfort. A man likes war. He likes to go out there. He likes pressure, right? He likes high risk, high reward, right? So
So yeah,
when the
right, you're
world's
right.
offering you maximum
Mhm.
comfort, just stay in your room and game for the rest of your life. That's tempting, right?
Mhm.
But then you take the risk of, marrying someone and, hey, she could go full satanic and leave you. That pressure is what a man takes. And he goes, I can handle that.
Exploded.
No, I get you, but sort of like you have to be taught how to be a man and how to live with that discomfort, and you got to be taught that. That's something that that's got
But
to be taught. an influence on
I
it.
think it is
And
taught. I think it is taught not in the by the state or anything, right? But people see it everywhere. I think people reject it, right? They don't want nobody want to grow up, right? Like I know betas are not confused on how to act. They reject how to act correctly. They reject it. They say it's too hard to tell. Like if you told a beta, you say to your girlfriend, "My way or the highway," right? You either do what I want or I'm leaving you, right? Every beta would say that's too risky. John, I don't like this game. She could leave me, right? That little boy-like attitude lives in fear, right? But the man will say, no, you cannot go to clubs and ruin my optics and make the whole town laugh at me. What the fuck? You're going to do this, and this is what you're getting, right? But again, it's much easier for the guy to say, I don't want to challenge my girl. She might leave me. That's a more comforting life for him. But long term, it's not because she will leave, right? All he's doing is delaying the breakup, right? If you
I
don't
get
have
you.
standards with your girl, all you're doing is buying yourself 8 more months with her until she leaves your ass.
yeah, I see where you're coming from, and it just like I think that it just ends up in a big old cycle. Like I said, like I think that whatever entity is there teaching and influencing, and I think it's honestly being influenced. That
Why
this
why I see girls in a much more positive light is it's always me ruining shit. You know, I still have those really bad flaws where it's like, oh, I'm not ready for all this, right? But I've met a lot of good chicks, right? But in the last 5 years, OnlyFans and shit, right? Things have changed. But imagine if I adopted the black pill and just said, no, fuck this shit. Who the fuck would watch the stream? Nobody, right? That's nobody. Who the fuck wants to live with no hope? That's pathetic, right? Are you here to fight evil or back down? Right?
fight it 100%. If you got to fight chaos.
Straight
That's
up.
that's the whole point of being here on this earth is fighting it. But no, I see what you're saying. It just I guess I came off a little bit that way was because I was just it was very irrational, very woman like. But no,
No, but check this out. Since you're a rational guy, you like your statistics and shit, that's not going to help you for a relationship.
I don't like statistics. The
Well,
only
I mean,
reason
like, you don't like an emotional talk, right? Neither do
if
I.
if I like statistics, I wouldn't be a Christian. I mean, the statistics are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I really don't. I see I see where you're coming from though.
I'll say this, dude. If you can't control a woman's emotion, then you're just a man. You're a boy, right? And I'm saying a woman, not someone like having serious issues and da-da-da. I'm saying like just a regular, like someone good, someone that's not only fanned up and all that. Is that it?
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for talking with me, man. It's been a good discussion. Thank you.
No, that was deep, dude. That was crazy. One in the chat if you enjoy this guy, right? This guy's good. This guy's TOS friendly and all that. Right? He covered all the bases. George, go, bro. Hurt me. George, look at his profile picture. What the fuck, man? PTR, attack me, bro. PTR, go. PTR. Fuck you. These are some different questions, bro. Zahir. Go.
Hello.
Go. What's the fucking craziest question? Let's go. We're wrapping it up.
I'm coming up. I need my date with Zerkina right now.
Bro, come on, man. We're trying to get the stream done.
It's over. No one else needs advice.
Half of it was just trolling the shit out of people. Like, your girl's getting fucked. Go, Hobbs.
So I was listening earlier to Scofox when you were talking to him, and I just wanted to see what you thought about this. how relevant do you think it is, or how important do you think it is to be posting as a new streamer on all the platforms like YouTube, TikTok, all those kind of things?
I guess it's important, like as much as scheduling, but I would say worry about the meat and potatoes, the stew of content, right?
So content's always going to be king.
Yeah, you could start a stream with 0 viewers, and if you've got something very creative going, people are gonna pile in. Period. Right?
Yeah, because that's what I was just talking to Sko, and I was like,
Like
he
look
should
at
really
this.
be.
Let's say
Okay,
you
got-
covered all your bases and you posted on every social media and went live gaming. You get like 10 viewers. Let's say
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that and I went live catching a sexual predator.
It's gonna get a ton of views.
Exactly. Content is
Yeah.
king. Content is always king. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, because
Is that your question? That's the dumbest fucking
yeah,
marketing
well,
question.
I was in here earlier when you were talking to Sko, and I was just trying to, because I'm a new streamer now, and I was trying to give him some insight. So I was gonna give see what you thought about that.
Okay. Blink is up next. Blink hit me, hurt me. Like, Zerka, why did that girl leave you, Zerka? Explain now. Am I being loud?
No, you're chilling. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go. Give us the craziest fucking question ever.
The craziest question.
Yeah, we're doing advice.
All right. I mean, like, I guess like this one really pertain to me, but like, I guess for other people in chat is, and I kind of want to like use myself as an example, but like, what kind of advice would you give to people for those who don't have confidence, like when talking to women?
EXP.
Take a little deeper than that, though. Other than just like a broad, like vague thing of like experience, like
Well,
I mean,
think
like,
about it
would
like
there-
this. Think about it like this. Without experience, you can't be a black belt. Without experience, you can't be a lawyer. Without experience, you can't be a doctor. Would a girl reject a doctor or a lawyer? Fuck no. EXP is everything. It means you're downloading who the fuck you're becoming, right? Same with you want to learn talking to them, right? It's much easier to talk to them when you're a lawyer. She goes, oh, you're a lawyer. They feel your status, right? And then you go, man, I wasn't so good with Ashley and Becky, but after talking to 1,000 girls, that EXP makes it so fucking easy. And then you're getting head from all of them. And you're like, this is degen, I must repent. But is there really anything more important than EXP? And during post-COVID days, what is lacking more than EXP? Nothing. Right?
yeah. No, that's definitely
You want to
true.
hear something crazy, Blink?
'Cause
When I was working at
what's up?
bars, I would pick up girls so fast. When I started streaming, never going out, I sucked at it. I was like, oh shit, I lost the kind of ability, right? I was like, wow, that EXP started to fade away. I had to go back in the dungeon, right? And then I just told her I'm a streamer, and then boom, they love me. I was like, wow, you're pathetic.
Okay. That's fair enough. Because I have, like, I wouldn't say I'm the most, like, confident, like, person, but, you know my whole situation. I tell people all the time, like, with this whole situation. For those of you guys who don't know in chat, like, I don't have any hands, but I'd say, one of the questions that I get asked with, like, my viewers is that, how you have that confidence, with something that a lot of people would see as like a disability, I guess, or like something
But
that,
you've had,
a lot of
we
people
talked,
kind of...
we talked before. You've had a girlfriend,
Yeah, I've had two.
right? That's an immense amount of confidence you should have, right? Especially if you are
Exactly.
seeing it as a disability, you're dunking on every insult, right?
No, 100%.
That's like a handicap dunk. They're destroying every insult on the internet, millions, billions of them, right? Right?
Yeah.
If that doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what does, right? There's people who, right? They'll be like, oh, I have no disability, no nothing, and they have zero zero girlfriends their whole life, zero dates, I would say they have confidence issues. You're more humble. You're introspective. You think too much. But really, what's there to think about? You've had 2 girls, right? You're way ahead, right? And the way we should see it is you're ahead with weighted plates on you, like Rock Lee. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
But really, the humble
Oh.
guys, like, they just don't cycle it in their head, right? If, let's say I've had 2 girlfriends, I cycle it in my head when I talk to the 3rd girl. I go, I've had 2, and I cycle it. Just like I cycle 500,000 views overnight. I go, man, what am I doing? Tired? I can do this stream. I did 500,000 views. I cycle positivity in my head. I'm worried about negative thought loops. I think negative thought loops are the closest thing to the devil's melody, right?
I agree with that. It's all about perspective too, you know?
Yeah.
When you flip things and like, instead of looking at everything as in like a, what is it called, like a victim mindset,
Blink.
where everything is against you, yeah.
Yesterday, I made a shit ton of subscriptions. World-breaking stream. Like Guinness World Book of Record type stream. Would I have done that if I played loops in my head? Well, I used to have 2,000 viewers, now I'm at 800. Or did I do that by telling myself I did 500,000 fucking views? I'm in the right loops, and I battle for them. Everyone on earth is in the wrong mind loops, right? You're in such negative mind loops that you forgot you have experience with 2 girlfriends. That's 1,000 times more than most men, right? So you're in the wrong negative loops in your head, and you got to ask yourself why, right? What's going on, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm in like the wrong negative loop. I don't think anything negatively about anything, really.
You said perspective. Compare yourself
Well-
to an incel. Now you get confident. You go, oh shit, right? Now you feel like a Dragon Knight compared to them. And you go, I'm taking the incel's problem. But you're not an incel. So why are you taking his problem, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Why would you take the negative thought loop of an incel if you've had girlfriends in the past?
Well, no, I mean,
I'll tell you
I'm
why.
saying this.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because humans will do anything to forget their successes. That's how much they hate themselves. Successful men, right? They don't dwell too much on successes, but that's the only thing in their head. They don't think of failures. Every single failure. If let's say you have a diet for a bodybuilding show, I had the clients tell me, John, I fucked up the diet, bro. What do I do? I go, pop an amnesia pill because that never fucking happened and go back to the diet tomorrow. Adherence to the diet gets these guys peeled, lean, ready for war. But if I let him stick into a negative thought loop about him eating those cheeseburgers while he's cutting down for a show, he would eat more tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. In life, every L you take comes with an amnesia pill that you never swallow. Every L I ever took, I forgot about. Every win is fucking tattooed to my brain. Does that even make sense? What I'm saying?
It does make sense.
I cannot focus. If you said, John, when was the last time you had 200 viewers and less than 3,400 subscriptions? Right? I would say I don't remember. John, when's the last time you were a 50 viewer Andy? I don't remember. John, when's the last time you did a Gears of War stream for 12 viewers? I don't remember. John, when's the last time you were a Fortnite streamer? I don't remember. I don't remember any of my failures. Right? I can go back into them. Why? But now you say, John, when did you do 500,000 views overnight? I go, damn near 3 years ago. I remember that. Why? Because I know ideas snowball. Nothing is more resilient than an idea. So if your L came in a lowercase, what is a snowball to? A massive capital L, right? It multiplies, right? And now